Most players do not lose Bytecoins because they farm too slowly. They lose Bytecoins because they sell valuable items way too early. And in Pixel Worlds, timing matters a lot. Some items look stable one day, then suddenly move up because of demand, hype, manipulation, events, or low supply. So in this video, I'm going over Pixel Worlds items you should never sell too early, especially if you care about long-term profit. Before we get into the list, I'm doing a 3-letter word giveaway every 100 subscribers. To enter, all you have to do is like the video, subscribe, and comment your Discord username down below so I can contact you if you win. The first item you should never sell too early is Dark Pixie. Dark Pixie is one of those items where you really have to be careful because players manipulate the price a lot. Sometimes the price can look like it is dropping, but that does not always mean the item is actually losing value. It can also mean people are undercutting, panic selling, or trying to push the price down so they can buy more for cheap. That is why I would never rush sell Dark Pixie just because the PWE looks weird for one day. With items like this, you need to slow down and look at the bigger picture. Check the graph. Watch how often it gets listed. Look at whether the price is actually falling over time or if it is just being pushed around by a few sellers. The worst thing you can do is sell during a temporary dip, then watch the price recover after you already let it go. Dark Pixie is the type of item where patience can matter more than speed. The second type of item you should never sell too early is event items. Event items are dangerous to sell too soon because during the event, supply is usually at its highest. Everyone is farming, everyone is crafting, and everyone is getting drops. That means a lot of people are listing the same items at the same time. When supply is high, prices can feel low. But after the event ends, the supply slows down. New players still want the items. Collectors still want the items. Players who miss the event still want the items. And if the item looks good, has a useful effect, or becomes harder to find later, the price can slowly climb. This does not mean every event item will rise. Some items stay low forever, but selling every event item instantly is usually a beginner mistake. You need to ask yourself one question before selling. Will this item still have demand after the event ends? If the answer is yes, think carefully before selling early. The third thing you should never sell too early is crafting materials connected to active events. A lot of players only focus on the final reward. They forget that the materials needed to craft the reward can sometimes be just as profitable. If everyone wants the same necklace, mask, weapon, suit, or limited item, then the ingredients can rise too. This is why materials like event fish, bait, wheels, propellers, special blocks, or random crafting items can suddenly become valuable. Players who are lazy do not want to grind every material themselves. They want to buy their way to the craft. That creates demand. So before you sell a crafting material, check if it is used in something players actually want. If it is part of a popular recipe, do not dump it too early. You might be selling the item before the real demand even starts. The fourth item category you should never sell too early is rare cosmetic items. Cosmetics can be tricky because they do not always have utility, but they can still become valuable because people want to look different. In Pixel Worlds, style matters. Players like rare wings, masks, suits, pets, necklaces, and items that stand out. The reason cosmetics can rise is simple. If an item looks good and the supply is limited, people eventually want it again. That is why you should not instantly sell a cosmetic just because it is not useful for farming. Some of the best long-term items are valuable because of appearance, rarity, and status, not because they help you grind faster. Before selling a rare cosmetic, check the supply, check the graph, check how many are listed. If there are not many available, that is a sign you should be careful. Low supply can change everything. The fifth thing you should never sell too early is bait during fishing events. When a fishing event starts, everyone suddenly needs bait. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. And when a whole server needs the same bait at the same time, prices can move fast. If players need certain fish for an event item, then the best bait for catching those fish becomes more important. Even cheaper bait can get demand because not everyone can afford the best bait. That is why selling bait too early can be a mistake. You might sell before the main rush begins. Sometimes the best time to sell is when players realize the event grind is harder than they expected. That is when they start buying more bait because they want faster results. So if you have good bait saved, do not instantly sell at the moment the event starts. Watch the market first. See where demand is going. Then decide. The sixth type of item you should not sell too early is anything tied to future updates or returning events. This is where preparation matters. If Pixel Worlds is bringing back old events or repeating certain content, then older materials and event-related items can become important again. Players who pay attention early can buy before the rush. Players who ignore it usually buy late. That is why you should always think ahead. Ask yourself, what event might come next? What items were used before? What materials could become useful again? What did players need last time? If an item has a history of becoming useful during a certain event, do not sell it randomly when nobody cares. That might be exactly the time you should be holding. Buy when nobody cares. Hold when supply is quiet. Sell when everyone suddenly needs it. That is the basic event profit cycle. The seventh thing you should never sell too early is items that are being panic sold. This is probably one of the biggest mistakes in Pixel Worlds trading. An update happens, a rumor starts, a price drops, and then everyone panics. People start listing items lower and lower because they're scared the price will crash. But panic does not always mean the item is dead. Sometimes panic creates the best buying opportunities. If an item still has demand, still has low supply, or still has long-term value, then a panic sell can be temporary. The price may recover once players calm down. So before you sell in a panic, stop and think. Did the item actually lose its purpose? Or are people just scared? That difference matters. If the item is truly useless now, selling might make sense. But if the item is only dropping because people are overreacting, selling early can cost you a lot of Bytecoins. The eighth category is limited items with low supply. Low supply items are dangerous to sell too early because once they disappear from the market, sellers can control the price more easily. If only a few people are listing the item, the price can move up fast. This is where patience can be powerful. You do not always need to sell the second you make profit. Sometimes holding longer gives the market time to dry up. Once fewer people are selling, buyers have fewer choices. And when buyers have fewer choices, they usually have to pay more. This is why low supply items can be strong long-term holds. But you still need to be smart. Do not hold random items forever just because they are rare. Rare does not always mean valuable. The item still needs demand. The best items have both low supply and real demand. That is what you are looking for. The final thing you should never sell too early is anything you do not fully understand yet. This sounds simple, but it matters. If you get an item and you do not know why people want it, do not instantly sell it. Take a minute to search it. Check the PWE, ask around, look at the graph, and see if it is connected to crafting, events, or rare collections. A lot of players sell valuable items cheap because they do not know what they have. That is avoidable. Before selling anything that looks rare, event-related, or hard to get, do your research. Even a few minutes of checking can save you from a bad sale. So here is the simple rule. Do not sell Dark Pixie too early because the price gets manipulated a lot. Do not sell event items too early because supply is highest during the event. Do not sell crafting materials too early because demand can rise when players rush recipes. Do not sell rare cosmetics too early if they have low supply and strong demand. Do not sell bait too early during fishing events. Do not sell future event items before the hype comes back. Do not sell in a panic unless the item actually lost its value. And do not sell items you do not understand before checking the market. That is how you avoid losing Bytecoins in Pixel Worlds. Sometimes the best profit is not from farming harder. Sometimes it is just from not selling at the worst possible time. If this video helped you, like the video, subscribe, and comment your Discord username to enter the 3-letter world giveaway. I do one every 100 subscribers, and your Discord username makes it easier for me to contact you if you win. Thanks for watching, and remember, selling fast is not always selling smart.